Well, I'm up here at Uwharrie National Forest, and I'm staying in my homemade square drop camper that I built. I thought I'd do a little walk around of it. I did one. I don't remember if I ever uploaded it on YouTube and then pulled it back down. I don't remember what happened with that, but anyway, I'm going to do another one. Uwharrie National Forest is about 60,000 acres, and they have everything you can think of here. They have off-road trails. It's a big off-roading, overlanding place to come. They have horseback trails, hiking trails. They have miles and miles and miles of dirt road. Plus, you can hunt here. Plus, it's on Baden Lake, and Baden Lake has got some good catfishing. And they have, you can hook up this road. This is Labor Day weekend, if you can believe it, and I've seen very little traffic today. And basically it's dispersed camping. You just drive through, and like they do out west, you can just pull over wherever there's a spot wide enough for your rig and take a little camp. So pretty neat place. They also have hunting. During hunting season you can hunt here as long as you're 150 yards from any trailhead or road or anything like that, and it wouldn't be far. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to do that. I saw a lot of deer sign today. I was scouting me a hunting spot. Come here, Biscuit. I was scouting me a hunting spot today, and I found another camp that I'm going to try. In fact, I'm going to be back up here black powder season, the opening weekend, black powder season. If I can get away that during the week, I'm going to try to, but if not, that's fine. Okay, back to the camper. I pulled this thing with my Chevrolet truck, and it's pretty light. My Chevrolet is a half-ton. This is a F250. It pulls it like it's not there. But basically how I built this is this frame with 2x2s with rigid foam inside, and then it has half-inch plywood on the outside. I built it on a boat trailer, an old boat trailer. It's got a 3/4 Advantech floor, and then I put a piece of foam in, and rigid foam, and then put a piece of half-inch plywood on top of that. And the walls are half-inch plywood. And then I covered the sides with, this is the poor man's fiberglass, but I used a landscaping fabric, just the cheapest landscaping fabric, and pretty much took type 2 the Type Bond 2, and then mixed it 50-50 with water, embedded the fiberglass, or the landscaping fabric on the plywood. And some of this plywood was used, it'd been laying out, and so you can see here. And I'd say a person could make this as nice as he wanted to. If he was a fiberglasser, he could probably do a good job and do really good, but me, I just wanted it to work. So anyway, I rolled that on, and then and you can tell it's hard. I rolled that on, and then I put the Type 2 on the top full strength, let it sit a couple days, and then painted her up. Just use some, I do believe in good quality exterior latex paint for this. If you're thinking about buying cheap paint, I think that's the kicker. You don't need to do that. Go ahead and buy the good exterior paint. Okay, so I added later, I've had this thing a year. I added later, or earlier this year, I added the smallest window unit I could find. And it works great. I've got a small inverter generator from Harbor Freight, and it works good as long as the AC is on low. When I turn it to high, which you don't need because it's so small, When I turn it into high, it'll kick the breaker on the generator sometimes. But that's with a 50-foot cord. If I put a short cord and put it close to the camper, then it's fine. It doesn't kick it. Then I just got a plastic box, and in here I just screwed it down to I decked the front of this. Remember, this is a boat trailer, so I screwed it down, and then that's what I keep my little folding grill. This is a Next grill that somebody gave me, but when this one quits, I'll be buying me another one because it's amazing. It's a little tailgating grill. And then I screwed down this Milwaukee box on the front because I had it, and in here I keep a few extra things that I may need. I keep I like this drywall hammer. I got it cheap at a yard sale for like $2. Painted orange because I'm forever losing stuff. This is where I keep lanterns. I keep my canvas bucket. I keep another lantern, some lights. Here's some stakes, some tent stakes, and different kinds of line and all that, because and then there's an extra couple pots and a big bowl here that I use sometimes. But basically it's all that's in here. We'll show you this in a minute. This is what I plug in. I plug in when I go to a 30 amp service, but it's not. It's a 110 30 amp service. I plug that in, and if I need to. It's not really 30 amp, but whatever. You know what I'm talking about. At the campground, some of them are just 110, but they have that odd plug on them. Anyway, and then I put one of these nature, crap, I forgot the name of it, nature something 270 awnings. And this has been a game changer, because before that I was just putting trying to stretch a camping tent or camping tarp out, and had it screwed to the sides, tied to the sides. It didn't work very good. Took forever to do it, but I got this thing off Amazon pretty cheap. This box here, this old army box, I'm gonna screw it down somewhere, and I'm gonna keep kindling and stuff in it. But I'm gonna screw it down here somewhere, so I got a place to keep some fat lighter and some kindling. Now I made the doors the same way as I made the walls. It's 2x2s, or 1.5 by 1.5. It's got paneling on the inside, and then I just use these little screen door latches. Now I will tell you, one day I'm gonna get the square drop or teardrop doors to put on here, but I'm gonna get a set. They have one that's 27 by 36 that'll fit in here. I'll have to frame it in, redo some stuff, but I would like to have some real doors in here, because these, I mean, when you're going down the road and it's pouring rain, they will leak behind, even though I've tried everything to put rubber seals and all that. They still don't, they're not quite, you know, what you need. I got one of these panels, what do you call them? Molly panels. I got a molly panel with a bunch of my stuff on here that I use for around the campfire, or around the campsite, and that way I can keep it all organized, open it up and see it. It's got a little bit of all my stuff. This is a really cool, I got this is a hot shot shovel, and it's got on it made in England in 1950, and I looked it up, or 1959, and these were bought by the U.S. government and give to the hot shots, to the firemen that they used to use. But I got that at an antique mall. Here's the inside, and the bed's a mess because I was sleeping in it last night, and I do not make the bed when I'm on vacation. So I put me some gun racks in the back, and I also got these shelves. Let me turn this light up. It's one of these dimming lights. So I got these shelves I got this shelf from Lowe's, and then I got the shelf hangers with it that have these hooks, and they're for a hanging rod, but they work great for a rifle rack. So there I put some cedar on the wall. I still got to trim around there. And you can see I haven't trimmed around the doors yet because I don't think I'm gonna, but I ripped some of that cedar. It's that cedar, little cedar panels that you put in a closet, to cedar line the closet. Then I just hung up some old Winchester 10s I got cheap on Amazon because I think they're cool. And I've got me a nail apron there that I throw my phone in and stuff, and a place for magazines. And that over there is a cup holder, has my spotlight in it. And then these are just windows. They're called shed windows, and they're cheap. And you can buy them, and you can see how I did them. I trimmed them out with 3/4 inch rips and then set the windows. They do not leak, surprisingly. They work pretty good. Then you can crack them open, and then you turn this vent fan right here on, and it'll blow air, it'll draw air in through there right across your face. So that's pretty cool. I can, when I don't need the air conditioner. And I found that I don't need the air conditioner as much as I thought I did, or thought I was going to. But anyway, so I also keep me a gas can for the generator, and then I've got me a water jug in case I run out of water. And there's a little generator. I always keep a few chains in my truck because I'm all the time chaining up ladders or something on the job site. So I've got a lot of short lengths of chain with combination locks, and so I lock them up. Here's the back. I added these. Here's my brake lights. They're strip lights, and they're super bright, so they work pretty good. That's my light panel, just a cheap 3-button light panel from Amazon, marine light panel. And what I think is cool about this awning is it has lights that you just plug in, and you can see they light up good at night. And then what I did is I put a plug in there. Let's see if I can get one of them out. They're this kind, USB, but I got a double USB port, marine port, and put here, and then I just put it in an exterior box. You just have to figure that out, but that's how I did it. Now here's where my solar panels plug in, and I got 100 watts of solar. I got these from Harbor Freight. So it's the kind that fold up, but I'll tell you this, I'm gonna have to put some new hinges on because the hinges broke this weekend. So I'll get some good hinges and put on there. They look like they're some kind of cast aluminum or pot metal or something. Not very good. Now what I did do is, after I built the trailer, it didn't have enough ground clearance. So what I did was flip the axle underneath the leaf springs. Now when I did that, inadvertently I made my shelving. Now my countertop in the kitchen is too high. So you can see I'm standing on an old wheel that I had in my truck because I've got a bad wheel for my spare, and I'm standing on my wheel to cook. But anyway, oh yeah, I got a good Renogy Rover, a big one, 30 amp charge controller, because I plan on extending my solar system to cover the top at some point, and I wanted a big enough charge controller. But anyway, I keep my plates there. You can see my pots and pans. And then I bought a little Chinese cooker. Works pretty good. And here is my water bottle. And my water tank. It's a 10-gallon water tank. And then I had this old sink. It's just an old bar sink or come out of an RV or something. It was in the junk pile. And then I got a good lifetime Chinese made battery, the lithium ion battery, which I would recommend spending the money on, because I went through so many darn things, batteries you couldn't believe of the lead acid type. And then I put I've got a little fridge, 12-volt fridge that I keep stuff in here. I've got a little batter getting ready, mixed up. I was out today scouting for some deer hunting, and I found a whole bunch of chicken of the woods. So I fried some up a while ago, and they were amazing. But I'm gonna have a steak this evening and cook it in my little grill, and I'm gonna cook up some of them mushrooms and then take some of them home. But basically, this thing, whoops, I gotta close this. I put this on slides with latches, so you gotta slam it, but it does shut on a little. And that's another reason I got this counter too high, is because I wanted enough clearance between here and there to to put my refrigerator in there. What I'm thinking about doing is welding me up a rack underneath that goes up inside there, so I can pull down a wooden something or another, pallet or something that I could stand on and give me a little extra height for the shelf. I mean, it's fine. You can cook on it or whatever at its height, but if you're there very long, it gets aggravating. So here's another view of that 270 awning, which is pretty sweet. I love the awning. It just folds up like bat wings right into a case on the side. Over here is, I got a little 5-gallon tank, and you see I camoed it because it's cool. And then I have a spigot here in case I need it, with a little, I can put a little hose. Now my plan is to put a shower on this thing right here. So we'll see how that goes. If I do that, I'll let you know. On top, I just took some 2x6s, and then I cut them out where they made like some places to put my canoe, because I always haul my canoe, because there's always a body of water where I can catch catfish. And there's my 16-foot canoe. My only issue with a canoe, I love my canoe, but it's pretty heavy for one person to get up and down up there. So anyway, there you go. So that's a tour of the little camper. I basically been camping out of tents, and then I went to hammock camping in a tarp, and I still do that when I paddle down the river. And I like that, but the weather's got to be right. And then if you've got where you can control the climate a little bit and at least get inside at night. And then two, I always had the phobia, because I've been in the woods a lot, and I've had some limbs come down in the breeze and laying right next to me, and they would have brained me if they'd have hit me and put me in the hospital. And I always thought, man, if you're out there in a tent and one of them limbs come down and on the tent, so I was always nervous about camping under trees. Now I know if a big tree falls on this, it'll crush it like a tin can. I know that, but at least something, big as your arm, it'd be okay. It may break it and might have to do a little work, but I got a 1/2 inch plywood on the top, paneling on the bottom. It's got all that framing, and then it's got the rigid foam, which would help to keep something from coming through and hitting you while you're sleeping at night. Now, let me explain something to you. As much as I've been in the woods, and as much as I've seen trees fall, and I know better than this, and this campsite has been an old campsite. People have been camping here forever, but we had some bad storms come through last night. And no, not last night, the night before. And they had 60-mile-an-hour gusts and stuff like that. And I thought, man, I guess all these trees around here look pretty healthy. And then I got to looking. Look at that thing. It's a quad tree, comes up in 4 ways. How many of those have you seen when a storm hits them? They split right down at the base and then fall every which way. So that big limb right there, that one right there, could easily fall. It could fall down in a bad storm. It's already got a lot of weight on it. So next time I pick a camping spot, I'll be paying a little more attention. Thankfully this front came through and earlier than they thought, and we're not supposed to have any storms tonight. Look, here comes some foilers or something coming up here. We'll see what it is. Everybody's real nice. But I seen early this morning, I seen about 50 head of horses come up through here, which is pretty cool because I used to ride a lot. I used to be a farrier, and I used to build saddles, and it was cool to see the old horsebackers back up here on the trail, and been seeing horse trailers on up the road some, but don't get too much down here where I'm at. This is a great little spot though. I walked up that hill right up there. There's a big pile of granite. In fact, I'll just walk down here a little bit and let you see it. I found a lot of mushrooms, but none of them are edible. I only have like 3 or 4. I don't want to get sick, so I'm real careful about ones I get. But I got here comes Biscuit. I was just getting ready to call you. He just sensed I was leaving camp, and he knew he wanted to go. Biscuit there, he's my old dog we picked up off the road. But there's a whole bunch of old granite and quartz up here. This used to be a gold mine. All this land used to be a gold mine, but I'm not gonna walk up there. It's steeper than it looks. But over top of the hill, you go over top of the hill, then it heads into bottomland, and then there's the river, the Yadkin River, on the other side that feeds Baden Lake. There's a big lake and reservoir there, and they have a really cool place to put your kayak or boat in. And if I come with my wife next time, we'll be bringing the boat, or one of my boats, and we'll let her pull it, or pull a camper, whichever one's easier to pull with a Subaru. Probably my whaleboat. But lots of flora and fauna, lots of stuff to look at if you're into mushrooms and plants and herbs. There's lots of that stuff here for you to look at, and lots of trails to walk, lots of ferns. And I've done seen a couple snakes. There's some plantain. Plantain's supposed to be municipal. They say you can make a poultice with it. And it's been a good year for the acorns. Acorns are looking good. So it might be a good year for the deer. I've done seen a couple deer today. So I found another camp spot over on the other side of the federal land that I'm gonna use when I come up here with my old black powder smoke pole. Try to shoot me a deer this summer. But man, I tell you, I just wished I wish the phone camera, video camera, would do it justice, because this is nice here. It's been a nice trip. I've been here since Friday. It's Labor Day weekend. I'm going home tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. I done some new things to my camper that I got to try out this time. Basically the awning. I did set the awning up at home, but I never had tried it in a bad rain, and I was half expecting it to fall apart or something, but it's built good and it's built stout and it works great. The awning's pretty cool. I wish it was more square here and covered the kitchen a little better, because you can see it angles back to the kitchen. So you got this area here that's a little exposed. But we went somewhere anyway, and I got another sticker. So I put it up here next to the one I had the duct tape on. Somebody gave me that. But I'm in agreement with it. So it's pretty cool. I've had a good time with the little camper. I expect to use it a bunch more. I would really love to take me a western trip next year. I don't want to ever be able to get it done this year with all the stuff I got to do. Let me show y'all my Rossi rifle. I'm gonna plan on killing me a deer with this year. It's a Rossi lever action 357 with an octagon barrel and a 24-inch barrel. It's pretty sweet. Holds 12. Same caliber as my handgun. So I'm hoping to kill a deer with it this year. I didn't know this, but after watching a lot of people do a lot of tests with that 357, and I got these really hot bear loads, but they're shooting right up there close to a 30-30, and you can say what you want, but a 30-30 has put many a deer in the freezer, and it's killed its share of varmints and coyotes and stuff too. So anytime you can get the ballistics on up there about 2,000 feet per second, you're doing pretty good. And that's what a lot of people are getting off of those hot loads with the 357. And you can plink with 38s, so I like that about it. But anyway, all that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. Stay safe and have a good day. Well, I tell you what, you can't beat a good ribeye. You're right, biscuit. Dang, that's tasty. How about one of these mushrooms right here? Oh yeah, that's worth eating. That chicken of the woods reminds me of a chicken nugget. Man, it is good. Good. Good food, good times.